Hey Glam Fam, welcome to today's video. I have two new blushes from Sephora. I have the new Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil, and I also have the new NARS Liquid Blush. We're gonna see which one we like more. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright Glam Fam, before we get started, if you're new here, I'm Kristi and I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button and click the post notification bell. Join us, we're here every week and we just love for you to become part of our family. And if you like videos like this, please give it a huge thumbs up when you guys hit the like button and comment below. It really does help my videos out. Alright, let's jump into it. So I have the new Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil. That's a really long name. And I did pick up the shade Just Peachy. I really like these coral shades, especially during the summer because I use a lot of bronzer. So I have a lot of pink shades. So I thought, let's pick up something that I know would be flattering for all skin tones as well. I really do feel like these type of shades can flatter a lot of different undertones. And I really like this formula. It reminds me a lot of the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer that I have the Soft Sculpt in medium dark, and we're gonna put that on as a contour. All I have on right now is just my foundation. So I took off all the rest of my makeup so we can really try these blushes out without powder because of the texture. I haven't tried them on. This is first impression. I've only just swatched them for you guys. So I really don't know how they perform and I want to see which one I like better. And if you had any like questions of which one you think I would like and you want to pick one up, I thought this would help you guys out. So this new Mario Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil retails for $30 USD. You get about 0.17 ounces and 5 grams of product. So you're looking at about $6 per gram, which is a little bit hefty for a middle range brand, but that's okay. If it's really good, we'll justify the cost. The shade is called Just Peachy and it's a peachy coral, but it is available in 6 different shades with a wide variety of pink shades. Again, I wanted something a little bit different, so I went with the coral peach because I always know I'm going to like that. This new blush from Mario is described as a weightless cream blush that is made with hyaluronic acid to hydrate and plump the skin with a sheer veil of color. So this is meant to be light coverage, and you can tell by the swatch that this is not a very pigmented blush. This is supposed to be more of a radiant finish. I personally, this is not my jam, but I wanted to test it out anyway. So the highlighted ingredients are hyaluronic acid and pearlescent pigments that create a subtle luminous finish and dewy effect. Now let's take a look at the ingredients. There was no coconut oil in there, so that's the only reason why I picked this up. And it does have, you know, a pretty short list with nothing in there that really alarms me too much. If you see anything in there, please let me know though, you guys. C1519 alkaline is more of an emollient. It's not coconut alkalines, just so you guys know that. Now let's roll over into the new NARS Afterglow liquid blushes. These retail for $32. You get 0.23 ounces and 7 mils of product. You're looking at about $4.57 per mil. So you are actually getting more bang for your buck with this new NARS one versus the Mario one. Even though $30 is lower initially, you're getting more product in the NARS one. This is available in 6 shades. I went with Brazen, which is a coral peach. Now you get the typical shades like Orgasm, and I think there's a Dolce Vita is another one that's a very common. So I'm glad they added on a few more shades that are not the common Orgasm shades and all that, because it kind of gets old after a while, to be quite honest. Now we need to start switching things up. So that's why I went with Brazen, because that looked like a really beautiful shade. As you guys can tell from that swatch on my hand, it has a little bit more pigment, even though it's just as sheer and lightweight as the Mario one. This one has a little bit more pigment to it. This is a lightweight skincare infused liquid blush that delivers a buildable rush of color with 8-hour hydration. The highlighted ingredients are sodium hyaluronate to deeply nourish the skin barrier and provide 8-hour hydration, vitamin E to support skin's powerful antioxidant properties, and vegan collagen to promote the appearance of smoother, healthier looking skin. This blush is described as loaded with hydrating skincare benefits that create a long-lasting looking glow with a buildable transfer-resistant formula that layers and blends without streaking. Now let's take a look at the full ingredient list, and you have water as the first ingredient, dimethicone, and then you can see the rest from there. Thank you both Nars and Mario, who are both known to use a lot of coconut oil in their products as of late. So I am so happy. It's funny, I was at Sephora the other day and we were talking about the Mario foundation, and there was about 3 people in there that I spoke to that all broke out from the Mario foundation because of the coconut oil so prevalent in that product. So I was a little scared that this was gonna have it, but I knew the skin enhancer didn't, and this reminded me, obviously even the packaging reminds me a lot of the skin enhancer, and I do really like this product to give a really natural contour for a natural look. So I did put on my Surratt foundation, and that's all I have on right now. I have nothing else. It's pretty sticky still, and I have my concealer on. And then I have the Hourglass concealer, just so you guys know. I did have the Surratt concealer, but I switched over to the Hourglass one. All right, let's use my Patrick Ata brush, and we're just going to, this is the contour brush, and I'm just gonna put this Mario one on just to give myself a little bit of a contour and remind you guys of this formula so we can see the comparison between this one. So this one is nice because it has pigment in there and it's not too sheer, and that's what I like about this formula. Anyway, and I just filmed this eyeshadow look, so you will see this next week on a full face of Surratt Beauty. Well, I think next week, we'll see, because I have the new Natasha Denona Yucca palette I'm gonna start ordering tomorrow when it releases. I was trying to get the Natasha Denona one out this week, but I knew I wouldn't get it in time, unfortunately. So now I'm gonna take the sponge. Do you guys see how easy that formula is? It's really easy to work with. That's why I kind of wanted to, I'm just taking the back of my sponge to see if this is a very similar texture. So let's go in with the Mario one first, and we'll do it on this side, and then I'll do the Nars on that side. So again, this is called Just Peachy, a really beautiful coral color. I absolutely love it. Let's see, what brush do we want to use? We're gonna use my BK Beauty 106, and I'm gonna dip into that. And that is what it looks like on the brush. I just cleaned this brush, so. Let's see if we go directly to the skin how it looks, or if I need to. Typically I like to pat it off. Actually, let's do that just real quick, just to kind of, why I like to do this a lot of the times too, you guys, is I want to make sure that it's evenly distributed on the bristles. Now that took too much off though, so just beware of that. So just a light amount, because this is a very sheer formula. So this is the Mario one. It's pretty. Again, this is meant to be more of a lightweight, glowy, luminous formula, which is really pretty. It's very healthy. If you like this type, I'm gonna go directly from the pan and load up the brush and see how much pigment we can get out and see if it disrupts anything. It's laying kind of funny right here though. I don't know, that's weird. Okay, just take a sponge. I definitely like the skin enhancer a little bit more, if I'm being quite honest. It's just a little too glowy for my taste, but if you like that radiant glow, it's pretty. Some radiant finishes I don't mind, but this one tends to emphasize my texture a little. So if you have fine lines, I don't know. It's just not lying nicely here. It's okay. I'm gonna take my fingers and just kind of pat that in. I think this is a product better used with your fingers. This is that product that if you're wearing no makeup, like let's just say you do like a skin tint, or even like my Dermatology sunscreen, like I can do a short, let me know if you want to see that. And this is the kind of product that wouldn't look bad if you just wanted to pop on a little something, like you're not really doing any powder, then that would be pretty. Is it my cup of tea? No, but is it beautiful? Absolutely. So, and I like the ingredients, so I have no complaints there. Okay, that's what the Mario one looks like. Okay, so let's get another brush now. Let's do this brush. This is from Smashbox. This is the actual cheek brush. I'll do that one. Okay, now I'm gonna go back in, pump that in there. This is just a little bit more like the BK Beauty one. Just a smaller version. Yeah. Ooh, that's pretty. So for me personally, none of these are like my jam. I like my Danessa Myricks ones better, but if you like glowy blushes, I do find that this one blended out better and it didn't lift my foundation as much. This one lifted my foundation a little bit more. Neither one of these I think are amazing unless you like really glowy formulas. But if I had to choose upon first application, I would go with the NARS one, if I had to choose. Upon, I'm like I said, upon first application. We'll see how it looks with the rest of my makeup on. Okay, so this is Mario, and then that is NARS Afterglow. Yeah, so I do think maybe because I put a little bit more of the Mario one on, I see the pigment actually a little bit more, but this has a lot more glow, where this one is really sheer and it's kind of catching too. And that's the problem with a lot of these. Like this would not, I don't think either one of these would go. Let's just put it on my face and we're just gonna see. Neither one of these I would recommend using over powder at all. Like you definitely need to do this over liquid foundation. But let's just see what that does, if that gives me, okay, that's gonna give you a little bit more pigment. Okay, the good part is that sponge didn't lift anything, so that's good. Okay, that gave me more pigment. I just don't like either formula, if I'm being like really honest with you guys. Yeah, just not my jam. Not my jam at all. But again, if you like glowy ones, they're pretty. Let's take a look at it up close in natural daylight. I would say that the Mario one has a little bit more glaze to it. This one dries down really nicely. Okay, I'm just taking my foundation brush and just kind of smoothing things out before I go in with powder. I don't know where I lie right now. Like, this is just not my cup of tea, and I think that's where it's hard for me to judge this, because these are not blushes I would particularly like to use. If I'm gonna use a glowy blush, I prefer this Surratt one a lot more. I think the formula just never disrupted my makeup. It glided on a lot prettier. I talk about it in this full face of Surratt. So because I just did this video, I can tell you right now, this is a much better formulation. But if you like, this is a little bit more expensive though. You pay for it, right? I don't know. It's just where I'm at. Let's finish up the rest of my makeup so we can feel better. We're gonna take my one size powder and just set down the under eye area. Just kind of taking whatever's left over on my powder just to kind of set down the rest of my face. Just gonna kind of slightly go over that just a little bit with the powder, excess powder. Then I'm gonna take my Charlotte Tilbury medium airbrush powder, Chikuhodo brush. Just kind of go over, make sure the rest of my face is. I want you guys to see once you put powder on, you're gonna barely see it. So very similar formulas. I don't know where I'm at right now. I'm kind of thrown off because I thought I was gonna like at least one of them. All right, let's put some blush on. I personally just like the Danessa Myricks one. That's the one I reach for. I just think it's the most beautiful formula ever made. So that's just my personal taste though, and that's why you have to take this review with a grain of salt. All right, let's put some powdered blush on just to finish up the look. I'm gonna go in with my new favorite Makeup Forever shade because it's gonna go perfectly with this. And that is that one. It's like a beautiful coral shade that will match perfectly with these two tones. So I'm gonna take that on to this Rose and Ben C41. We're just gonna go over that. See, once you put the powder on, I just feel like it looks a lot better, but that's where we are today. Yeah, oh, I'm just a powdered blush girl though. I'm not gonna lie, like the only cream blushes I really go to all the time is my Danessa Myricks ones. And that's because those dry down like a powder. So again, take all this with a grain of salt because if you're buying these, you obviously like a luminous finish. But if you're not aware of it, they do have a very dewy finish. So I don't think I would recommend either one of these for oily skin. Personally, I just don't think it would be a very good combination, but do you and what makes you feel beautiful. But yeah, that Makeup Forever powder was just much better. Much better. Let me show you guys this glow. Now it's not going to necessarily go too much with this look, but it's going to be kind of pink though. This glow is so beautiful, but I just want to show you. Well, no, you'll see it in the video. I'll wait. We're going to take the Rare Beauty Exhilarate, kind of a goldish highlighter, and we're going to just highlight the face. See, that's the kind of glow I like. But I'm more of a powdered glow than a liquid glow, unless it's a formulation that really plays well with texture, which that's hard to find. And so far, the only dewy one I would recommend for textured skin would be the Surratt one, by far. Out of all the liquid highlighter products I have tried in glowy products, to me, that's the best. Once everything went on over it, but it kind of covered it up, it was pretty. But anyway, that's what it would look like. So as you can tell, now you're gonna see the difference here. This is where you're gonna really notice the difference. The Mario side is drawing out more pigment, and I put the same amount of blush on both sides. So if you're like, Kristi, I really wanna pick up one of these, I almost would recommend the Mario one. At first I was going with the NARS one, you guys, but looking at it now, if you like any kind of pigment, that's gonna draw out more pigment. Now notice this side is a lot more subtle. So if you're like, Kristi, I like more subtle blush looks, then the NARS one, and go with that one. So it really just depends on you. I'm not gonna say one is better than the other because I do feel like they're kind of equal. The only thing is you're paying a little bit more for the per gram or per mil. This is actually per mil, per gram for the Mario one, but you're getting a little bit more pigment too. So, and if you don't like these doe foot applicators that can waste product, this type of packaging is better in my opinion. Just like the Danessa Myricks ones, right? They're just easier. You can just dip your brush into them. So if you are like me and you like more of a matte, natural finish, demi-matte, don't go with either one of these. Definitely go with the Danessa Myricks or even the Hourglass Vanish blush sticks or the Rare Beauty one. There's other formulas out there that can make your, like even the Rare Beauty Glow one, I think it's Happy is the shade, is not crazy dewy. It's still nice. Let's compare it to this Mario one. So I can feel the texture. The Mario one feels greasy until set down. So obviously the shades are way different, but you can tell the sheerness and the luminosity compared to the dewy Rare Beauty one. And you get a lot more pigment. So really you're getting more bang for your buck for us, plus a lot cheaper price tag with the Rare Beauty. I personally would recommend the Rare Beauty one over the Mario one. That's just my personal recommendation. I'm gonna put them all next to each other so you guys can see the color differences. Let's start with that first swatch. So that's the new Mario, and that is in Just Peachy. And then we have the NARS Afterglow in Brazen. And then next to that is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Blush Balm in Bellini. And then next to that is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Blush Balm in Rose and Brunches. And then next to that is the Natasha Denona My Dream Cheek Blush. And then next to that is the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Matte in Bliss. And then next to that is the Rare Beauty Dewy form of that, and that's in Happy. And then the last one is the Hourglass Vanish Blush Stick in the shade Sacred. As you can tell, the first three are definitely more in the coral family, and then the last five are definitely more in the pink undertone category. Put my hands behind my back. The only three I really reach for are the first three swatches, which is the two Danessa Myricks Yummy Blush Balms and the Natasha Denona My Dream Cheek. I just find that those are the best in my opinion. One thing I want to point out is the Natasha Denona one looks like it's drying down matte. It's more of a cream to powder formula, but it still has a luminosity in there. But that type of luminosity blurs the skin without emphasizing texture, and that's what I love about that formula. She nailed that formula, and I don't see that in any of her other cheek palettes. This is a one-of-a-kind formula that Natasha Denona put out, and I really would love if she put that out in a single. And then another thing I want to point out is the Rare Beauty differences in the formulas. So you have Bliss, that first one is definitely drying down to more of a matte dry down, and you can see that. You're gonna get more of that airbrush look with matte, demi-matte formulas. And I would say that's more of a demi-matte. And then the Rare Beauty luminous texture, you can tell, is still quite a bit wet. So you have to be careful with that one as well. I don't think it blurs out as much as the Natasha Denona one or the Danessa Myricks ones really blur out the skin. And then that Hourglass one is definitely more of a soft matte and a very comfortable matte where dry skin can really utilize that product as well as oily skin. Same thing goes for the Natasha Denona one. I have very dry skin, and the two Yummy blushes from Danessa Myricks do not dry me out. So just please keep that in mind. Again, very universal to skin types. Now I just want to show you guys really quick what these two new liquid blushes from Mario and NARS look like compared to my 4 favorite powdered blushes. Now I'm just showing you tone wise, not texture wise. I just want you guys to see where I lie with shades and why I chose those two. So the colors, my top one is the Makeup Forever, and just because I just love how universal that shade is, and that is B308, and that's a coral blush, but it has like more coral pink, and it really can go with warm, neutral, and cool tone looks, which is why I love that color so much. And then next to that was NARS Matte Gina. Unfortunately, that is very difficult to find. I think they discontinued that color, but you can still find it on Amazon and Macy's, which I think I need to buy a backup of that because I just love that color. And then next to that is the Surratt blush, and that first one is called Parfait, another very universal shade that can go with warm, cool, and neutral looks. And then next to that is Poncheo. Poncheo definitely looks a little bit better with warmer looks, but you can get away with neutral and maybe some cool tone looks. But those are my top powdered blushes compared to the two new ones, and I just wanted to show you guys that as far as color perspective. I will post those swatches on my blog, KristiAllure.com, in case you want to reference back to that picture. Always know that I try to remember to do that. Swatches, anything about me and all of that stuff is on my blog, KristiAllure.com. So definitely check out my blog because you will find some good reference there. And then any of my affiliate links and any codes that I have will all be on that site. As far as these two new ones, they're just not my cup of tea and not something I would ever pick up and use again, personally. But for my girls out there, like my young girls, especially teenage girls and even the younger influencers, it's gonna look beautiful on their skin. They don't have fine lines and all of that stuff, so they can work these type of products. His models are typically younger looking and they look beautiful. I really do think if you have perfect skin, it's gonna look beautiful. If you have any kind of texture, it's going to enhance that, just so you know. Okay, you guys, I hope that was helpful to you. I didn't want to make this too long, but I wanted to do some blush comparisons. And if you had any questions or wanted to purchase either one of these, I hope I addressed anything. Always, again, just take what I say with a grain of salt, and how I review products. We're all individual and different people with different preferences, so please keep that in mind. If you enjoy videos like this, please remember to hit that subscribe button and click the post notification bell. Join us, we're here every week. Be sure to check out last week's video, and please give this video a huge thumbs up when you guys hit the like button, and comment below. As always, it really does help my videos out, and all of these affiliate links will be down in the description box, as well as everything I already have on my face, and jewelry or anything like that, I will always include it there. I have to point out, you guys, so I purchased this from Uncommon James because I liked Laguna Beach, and I like Kristen Cavallari and Lauren Conrad both. I love both of their jewelry too, but this is a really beautiful chain, and I will put the link down in the description box. My cousin Shannon, hi sissy, she got me something from Uncommon Jeans a while back when she actually went to the store in Tennessee, and I really liked it, and then I wanted something gold, and this is angel, like angel wings, so it has a lot of special meaning with my mom, so I thought that was really pretty, and I liked the gold and everything. So anyway, all of that will be down in the description box below. Again, follow me on all of my socials at KristiAllure. Check out my merch, Glamorous Life Collections, and I will see you guys on the next video. Love you guys, bye!
Never up, never down, never. Like a theme in a song, clever. Feeling high, feeling low at the same time. Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get up, I always do.